You're sitting in a meeting. Someone across the table yawns. 3 seconds later, you yawn too. You didn't choose to. Your body just did it. But the real answer for why that happened is far stranger than tiredness. You think a yawn means you're sleepy, but yawning shows up in moments that have nothing to do with sleep. Athletes yawn right before a race. Skydivers yawn seconds before they jump. None of them are bored. So what is actually happening inside your skull when your jaw stretches open? Every vertebrate yawns. Fish yawn. Birds yawn. Dogs, cats, even some reptiles. That means yawning is older than mammals, older than warm blood. It survived hundreds of millions of years of evolution without being edited out. Why would something this ancient still be running in your brain today? One answer comes from researcher Andrew Gallup. He studies the thermoregulatory theory of yawning, which simply means your brain uses yawning to cool itself down. Gallup found that yawning increases right before your brain's temperature would otherwise rise, and the act pulls in cool air, acting like a built-in radiator. In one experiment, people yawned less while holding a cold pack to their forehead and more in warm air. Your brain overheats easily, especially right before moments of high alertness, like a skydiver about to jump. That reframes everything. Yawning before a race isn't sleepiness. It's your brain hitting reset right before it needs to perform. Your ancestors yawning before a hunt weren't bored either. They were preparing. A cooler brain reacts faster, notices movement sooner, makes better split-second decisions. In a world where one missed signal could mean death, that small edge mattered enormously. But thermoregulation doesn't explain the strangest part, the contagious part. You see someone yawn, even on a screen, and your own jaw starts to ache for release. Why would a brain-cooling reflex spread from person to person? This is where researcher Robert Provine comes in. He studied yawning as a social behavior, not just a physical one. He found people were far more likely to catch a yawn from someone they were emotionally close to than from a stranger. The yawn wasn't spreading randomly. It was spreading along the lines of relationships. Picture a small group of your ancestors around a fire as the light fades. One person yawns. It ripples through the camp. Within a minute, half the group is yawning. What looks like a strange chain reaction might have been an early form of group communication, a silent signal that said, without a word, "It's time to rest, together." A group that rested and woke together had an edge. Predators picked off individuals who were awake while everyone else slept. Synchronizing the group's rhythm wasn't a luxury. It was protection. There's a deeper layer too, involving empathy. Studies have found a link between how strongly someone catches a yawn and how empathetic they are. People who score higher on empathy measures are more likely to catch a yawn. Young children rarely catch yawns from others, and the same is true for people on the autism spectrum, according to research on social mirroring. Your yawn may be running on the same circuitry that lets you feel what someone else is feeling. So when your coworker yawns and you yawn back without thinking, your brain may be doing something it's done for millions of years. It's mirroring another mind, quietly confirming below conscious thought that you're part of the same group. Yawning even crosses species. Dogs yawn when they see their owners yawn, and studies have found dogs are far more likely to catch a yawn from a familiar person than a stranger, mirroring the exact pattern Provine found in humans. Your dog may be reading your emotional state and unconsciously syncing with it, the same way your ancestors synced around a dying fire. Put these pieces together. Yawning is a cooling system for your most important organ, tuned to activate right before moments of high demand. And it's a social signal, an ancient wordless thread connecting one mind to another, strong enough to leap across a room, a screen, or even a species line. Which brings you back to that meeting. The person across the table yawns, and a few seconds later, so do you. It feels involuntary because it is, but it isn't meaningless. Something incredibly old is happening. Your nervous system is cooling your brain for whatever comes next, and quietly telling you that on some level far below thought, you're still paying attention to each other. So tonight, when you feel that familiar stretch building in your jaw, pay attention. It's not just your body shutting down, It's a signal that survived ice ages, extinctions, and the invention of language itself. And the real answer for why you yawn isn't that you're tired at all, it's that, for a brief moment, your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do since before there were brains like yours to study.